Hello, Juno community. Welcome to another weekly news video where we give you all the news, everything that's happening in the Juno network. Let's head straight into it. And we want to start this week out with some positive news for all the Juno stakers. The Juno stakers have been included in the Shapeshift DAO airdrop. From the graphic here, it's not quite clear how much goes to the Juno stakers, but personally, I'd assume it fits best into the 25% Cosmos Zone delegators that we see here. It's a rolling snapshot starting at the 22nd of November, and it will go all the way up to 30 days before the mainnet launches. So yeah, well, the earlier you're participating, the more you get, obviously, but you can still participate if you're not staking Juno yet. Head over and stake your Juno. And the total airdrop, like with all the different categories that will be included, is 25% of the total supply. So that's quite decent, I'd say. And so what is Shapeshift DAO? Actually, it's a backend for node data, so it will help to increase the speed and security. Then another great news that we have is partnerships that are forming on Juno between different developers that are building on Juno. So here we have Domerium Labs. Recall they do the Urban Wars tower defense game that we've been covering in depth here on the channel. And they are partnering with Comple. Comple's infrastructure is being used by Domerium Labs to cut down the smart contract development time, and it will help them to easily plug in new game features. And it's just overall great to see that these different builders on Juno, they synergize well, they work together, and this is how we can see the puzzle pieces slowly coming together and an ecosystem that is building on top of Juno. So we absolutely love to see this. Then further on into the governance section, we have the hack Juno that was accepted. It already went through the governance process and they will get 20,000 Juno for this. This is the Turkish blockchain community coming together with universities in Turkey. They have the goal of educating students about blockchain, about how to build on it. And it is really, they don't want to make profit off of it. So the whole proposal was just to cover their costs. At the Hack Juno event, there will be 3 different categories: GameFi, DeFi, SocialFi. So people can build on that. And well, the best projects might win 5,000 Juno each, which is a nice little prize. And let's hope that there is some great projects coming through this. The Hack events are always a great possibility for networks to generate new ideas and bring new builders on. So very excited for this. And then, well, the last 5,000 Juno is to cover their overhead costs. So yeah, this went through and we are super excited to see what is coming from this Hack Juno event in Turkey. Then further on, we have a proposal for the Amigo Sound project. This is a decentralized music streaming platform, so something like Spotify. And well, currently the music industry is very unfriendly to artists, so they want to solve this by giving the artists more ownership through Web3 tech. And they're asking for 50,000 Juno at the moment. If we see here at the result, we can see it's a massive no. The community is super against this. And I think a big problem here is there was no discussion at all on Commonwealth before. We see this was published 3 days before putting up the proposal, and they already put up the proposal. For me, really, this is kind of a lesson on how not to do governance. You should put this up into Commonwealth first, discuss with the community, see the community sentiment, and not just spam the proposal on chain and see what's happening. To go on this, to give you a real positive example of how governance should be done, shout out to Crypto Tank and his team that proposed the marketing sub-DAO. Now, sadly, they had the disappointing result that the community wasn't really backing them, so they decided to not pursue this any further. But this really is the right way to do governance, right? Put a proposal on Commonwealth, see what the community sentiment is, take it into action, maybe make changes to it, and bring out a proposal that then can be accepted by the community. Or if you feel that the feedback is just, well, right now or generally not, we don't want this, then there is no point in pursuing it any further. So yeah, disappointing for them, but really this is a great example of how on-chain governance should be done. So a shout out to them. Then further on, we have the Cosmoland funding proposal here on Commonwealth. And this is a slightly confusing one because they're saying that they look forward to be funded by the Growth SubDAO. However, I've been talking to the Growth SubDAO team and they said they're not funding them. And also, if the Growth SubDAO would be funding someone, there is no governance proposal necessary. That's why we created this DAO, right? So then making a proposal here to ask for funding from the Growth SubDAO is a little bit weird. And again, another way or another example of how really not to do governance. If you want to be funded as a builder on Juno, then talk to the Growth SubDAO team, speak to them directly and see where that leads. But don't put up any governance proposal like this on Commonwealth or even on chain. And then to close this video out, the result for the carbon neutral proposal is in, and this one has been rejected by the community. That's all for today. Thank you so much for tuning in for this week's Juno news update, and looking forward to see you again next week. Have a great week. Have a great weekend, everyone. See you soon.